Holy egg, and welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the chat and welcome to the podcast. How is everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing great. If you are listening to this on Spotify and the podcast formats, we do this every Wednesday night-ish on YouTube. So come over and subscribe. And if you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? Subscribe. We're almost at 400 subscribers. Like, we're really close. So let's do it. Like this video as well. And everybody yeet your microphone. That'd be great. Cheers, bro. So we got a bit of a mismatched show tonight. So hang in there. But we're going to talk about flat rides later in the show. We're going to bring out the flats. So hope everybody is doing great. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello to
I hope Sean doesn't get mad at us for talking about Loki without him.
Oh, yeah. Should have done that before as well. Like, oh, James, you should have won your Loki hat. It's the perfect episode for it.
Sean and here, we can do what we want.
hold that thought.
I'd be back.
Actually,
but yeah.
I've got bunny ears as well.
Oh, no. Bunny ears. Yeah. So, yeah. Guys, how you doing? You had a good week? All good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm so hot.
It is really hot.
It's borderline ridiculous.
It's the, there you go. That kind of works with the fly stuff as well. Like, it actually kind of, yeah.
I mean, I can't go double fly.
No, you can't go Burger King working at Ruckberg like fly. But I'm 19 over here, employee. Yeah. So who've we got? We've got Ginger One, not Carl. We've got John, Gecko Gamer, got Lola, RCT Limits, Chris Ryan. Hello, everyone in the chat. And we've got Carl as well. Guys, if you've got any questions for us, we did put a tweet out. It was very late, but if you do have any questions for us, please just ask away. And hello to the lurkers.
When Luke said it was a mishmash of a show, that's code for we don't have a clue what we're doing.
No, not got a clue. Not got a clue.
It means we are winging it.
Yeah, winging it. Yeah.
Persevere. Bear with.
But yeah, Gecko Gamer, straight away there, we'll jump into it. The news, sad day for Europa Park. Indeed it is. Mikhail, do you want to fill us in on what happened with Europa Park and the fire down there?
Yeah, I can try.
We can all try.
I've been told,
it's been so difficult to follow what's happened. Like, it's just one of them.
Yeah, I'm not even really sure what day it was that it happened, but yeah, apparently, like we all saw a fire broke out at Europa Park. Apparently, it was like Europa Park have since confirmed that it was in the technical room of. So this is from Christopher Kenny on Twitter.
Shout out, Chris.
Spoke to him on Discord. Europa Park have confirmed that a fire broke out in the technical room of I think it's pronounced Zorbavelt de Diamanten.
Nice.
Which I guess is a like a multi-purpose venue or building within the park. I literally have no idea. I've never been.
Never been. So,
but it includes Alpine Express, their Mark powered coaster.
No,
yes, come on,
Chain Dogs Bingo. Anyone from Mark? Use some bingo cards. We really fucking do.
Yeah. So their power coaster, and it was actually Europa Park's first ever coaster as well, apparently, and a log flume in there as well. So yeah, that's. I hope that's not death to another log flume, but
yeah,
you know, it was right close in the vicinity. So yeah, yeah, the fire's been brought under control. Emergency services continue to work on extinguishing it. No injuries to guests are believed to have happened. The excavation, evac went, you know, smoothly and everything, but apparently 2 firemen have light injuries.
I'm not surprised it was a big blaze, wasn't it? I mean, you saw the pictures.
A lot of very dark smoke.
Very dark smoke, yeah. Which no, it's not good.
And yeah, their walkthrough attraction, Diamond Cave, was also housed in that building.
Wow. So that's like what, 4 attractions? Like
yeah. So the park have confirmed that Alpine Express VR, which apparently it runs with VR, Wild Wasserbahn, Panorama Bahn, World of Diamonds, and the Spanish Area Shop will closed for the time being.
Yeah.
But does confirm that no other like neighboring rides or buildings were affected by it, which is good. Yeah, I saw one video or picture with all the smoke billowing up, and it looked like it was right behind Voltron.
It did.
And I was like, holy shit.
You could see the spike of Voltron, like in the, I think the same picture I might be talking about. You can see the spike, and I was like, oh, please no, not that. Like, that is probably the only reason, and it might be a bit of a hot take, but the only reason I'd visit Europa Park is for Voltron. Like, it's the only thing that's really wanting me to go out there and ride, other than everything else. I mean, if we didn't have Icon in the UK, I probably wouldn't be bothered about going on Bluefire, but I'd be bothered about going on Bluefire if we didn't have Icon. So I was bothered about going, but other than a Silver Star, maybe there's like, I don't know. It just seems like one of them parks where I think Sean said it. Like, there's not one standout attraction there.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's nothing insane.
Yeah,
I think it
Voltron looks insane. Voltron looks insane. So
I think it suffers outside of Voltron. I think it suffers. I think it, upon a visit that I make to it, I think it would. I feel like it would suffer a little bit from Kings Island syndrome for me, where everything is enjoyable.
Right. Yeah,
but nothing's elite.
Nothing.
Then like it's. Yeah, it would. It wouldn't be a park that I would be. It's funny to say it wouldn't be a park that I'd necessarily want to rush back to for the rides, but at the same time, it looks so beautifully themed that I would probably go back for just the thematic integrity of all the areas and just how many fucking areas the place has.
Yeah, that as well, right?
Like, I don't know how many.
Like, it's big, isn't it?
Every time I see a video on it, it's like, oh, there's this country, and then there's Spain, and then there's Russia, and then there's France, and then there's Croatia, and then there's fucking England, and then like how many is it literally run through every European country at this place? Oh, like it's
a lot of people saying like Wodan is one of the best wooden coasters in the world. Alex says
Terry Woden
has great vibe, great vibe and best food. Wow, cool.
I've heard very mixed things about Woden though. It's interesting. I've heard people say that it is one of the best woodies, and it does look really good. But then some people also say that like it's only good in places, like certain points in the layout.
Just recommend number one.
Like Troy's Troy's better. Which to be honest, I do think Troy would be better for me. But
I'd struggle to find a better wooden coaster than Troy, in my opinion.
You really like Troy, don't you?
Woden would have to be fucking spectacular to beat Troy for me.
Yeah.
Gecko Gamer says I went to Europa Park for 2 days and only seen maybe a third of it. Wow.
Yeah, it's bloody massive.
It's crazy. And then you've got obviously like the water park and everything there as well. Relentica, is it called?
Relentica,
yeah. That
does look beautiful.
Nuts. That looks insane. But yeah, no, sad day, sad week for Europa Park. And but yeah, Matt said, great comment there from Matt. Got to commend the park for the communication and making the area safe and getting the park open again as well. I mean, it's not often that a park will admit everything that's happened in such a short space of time. Usually takes like a full investigation for some shit like that to come out. So it was like, I was surprised, but again, I'm not, because we're living in this era of social media now, and if they say the truth, then people are just going to back off and not be like, what happened?
Yeah, if you start being shady and hiding things or diverting from the truth, that's when people start digging. Yeah.
It's better. It's all right to do a YouTube video on the facts based off what we know was happened, like what areas, what rides were affected, that kind of thing. But how the fire started and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, you can't speculate on things like that. Like, it's a serious incident at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So to just assume you know what happened and put false information out there,
for sure.
Good.
No, it's not. And I'm glad that the park, who know everything, have come out and said what they need to say, and they've done it the right way. They, like you say, Matt, commend the park for that massively. So shout out to Europa Park and to everyone involved. Hope everybody's okay. And we'll see what they do with the rides. Because it happened to a ride in the past, didn't it? Was it Pirates?
Yeah, Pirates and Tavia.
Yeah.
And that came back like bigger and better. You know, they kept the same ride, so to speak, but they just made it, you know, a notch better than it was. So I'm expecting whatever comes back there is going to be of a brilliant caliber. Like, they're not going to half-arse it. So
they never do. They never do. From what I've seen, they never do. So yeah, I hope. Just hope everybody's okay. Hope Europa Park calm down a little bit now, and they get back to their operations, and all the ops are fine as well. You got to think about, imagine that you're working on a ride and then that shit kicks off. Like, how mad that would be to experience. Then you've got to try and keep calm on your feet and get everybody out and safe and stuff like that. And it just shows that all the training and stuff they do as well paid off massively. So shout out to Europa Park, and hope they're all right, and everybody involved. We really do wish them the best recovery they can possibly get out of this. Like you say, we hope it's not another log flume that's gone. Because
no, I'll be livid.
Fucking
livid.
No.
I mean, we've got to commend the landscapers and maintenance team for literally overnight. So the day after the fire, they had construction walls up around the building.
Holy shit!
And planters in front of
they've acted fast.
Just planters.
That planters, like really nicely done.
Plants everywhere
in front of the construction wall. No, like proper huge big planters.
Really? Just wow, that's mad. That's crazy. Just shows you, don't it, how much like resources and stuff they have. But yeah, has Europa Park got any good flat rides?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Someone who's been.
I genuinely have no idea.
Let us know in the chat, and if you know in the comments, let us know in the comments.
I'm going in October. So
shit!
I'm going for Dramatica. So obviously, I'll be spending 3 days there. I'll be on park as well.
Nice. Are you staying?
A lot of good dark rides.
We're not staying at the park, no, because I'm not fucking made of money. But staying down the road. So yeah, I'm going to Dramatica with Hannah and Maggie from Scare Track
as well. Or...
Yeah, we will be. They know their shit when it comes to Europa, so I'm excited.
Sweet. That's cool. Well, that's ended that little segment on a nice little note there, hasn't it? So yeah, cool. Awesome. We've got some news that's just come through as we were just going live about the Axis coasters that are being built. Apparently, there's two. There are two.
Yeah, S&S Worldwide have confirmed 2 Axis coasters are currently in development.
Yeah.
Nothing's been confirmed as of yet as to where they are going. However, Saudi entertainment venue 7 announced multiple new Transformers-themed indoor amusement centres across the country, and concept art for them parks does show Axis Coaster, along with many Zamperla flat rides and other attractions.
Yeah, I mean, they look bonkers, don't they?
The plan is for 21 of the destinations across 14 cities by 2030. So.
Wow. Oh, Jesus, that's
a big investment, a big rollout across the country.
Yeah,
and I mean, and S&S Axis themed to Transformers.
Yeah,
yes, please.
Yes, please. That works.
Like, I'll take one of those.
Yeah, I'll take one. But that's
Project Horizon, though. Could we be getting the first Axis? Indoor Axis coaster.
Indoor Axis coaster.
I wouldn't hold your breath, let's be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But they need a world's first. It's a secret weapon.
I'm gonna give that a swift pump the brakes, but
they were pulling at straws. They were pulling at straws with their world's first wooden coaster with fire.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. Yeah. But
they need something actually decent.
It would be cool. We need to do an episode, like on Horizon at some point. We'll try and break down some ideas and some concepts. Speaking of ideas,
know a bit more about it.
Yeah, ideas and concepts. Uncharted obviously opened as well. We'll just jump on that. That looks interesting. Has anyone in here seen a POV?
I've seen one, and it was very dark.
Yeah. Apart from the end, which just
I
looks
not seen
fucking insane.
Yeah.
So it feels like the ride experience. I've not ridden it, so disclaimer: I've not ridden it. I'm not going to shit on it. I'm just saying from what I've seen because I can't get out there at the moment. But it looks very dark during the actual ride. There's a few scenes with screens and stuff like that. But obviously, with a multi-dimensional coaster, it can move in certain different ways, and it can rock and shake and all that stuff. And there's a moment in the ride where it feels very Spider-Man-y at Universal, where it kind of something hits the car and it rocks forward and backwards. It looks really good. And then it just
I've heard comparisons be made to Amazing Spider-Man, both Amazing Spider-Man and Escape from Gringotts.
Yeah, Gringotts big time, because obviously it's the trains look.
Yeah,
they don't look identical, but they look, the same model.
It's the same setup. Well, similar setup.
Yeah. But it the station and the queue line and outside the building looks like $1 million. It looks.
I'm really impressed at how they. No, I was just gonna say I'm really impressed at how they integrated that like at least the facade.
Literally what I was going to say.
Yeah, the facade
with the massive,
really.
Yeah, it was worrying.
The massive rock wall.
That's a big building. What are we doing with it here?
How are they building it?
Yeah.
The only thing is, though, yes, while you've got an amazing queue line, you're going to be spending quite a long time in there.
Yeah.
With the capacity that has been determined, it has 3 vehicles.
Oh my god! What?
8 people per vehicle.
And one on road and one road.
Where's wait! I need to see where this is. Where has that been said? Do you know?
Dimension Parks on Twitter. So yeah, it's an estimated capacity of 700 people per hour.
Woo!
So across a 12-hour day, 10 to 10 operations, you're looking at about 8,400 people. Shambhala can do 20,160.
If I go on that ride, I'm taking snacks, man. I'm going to be in that queue forever.
It's yet another attraction that's kind of been put in with diabolical capacity.
I hope they've got some serious aircon in there.
Also doesn't have aircon.
What?
In that building.
So we're all going to sweat our balls off as well?
Yeah.
Well, that's just fucking stupid.
Right?
Like, in a country like Spain.
A great looking coaster, looks really cool what it does, but I wouldn't be in a rush to get out there in peak season whatsoever.
No, I'd wait. No, wait out.
You can imagine the fast pass queue as well.
Also,
stupid.
I can't think that Portaventura was that dumb to not put a AC in a building.
Must have been a budget.
That's essentially housing so many people.
Yeah,
at once.
It's a weird decision.
Surely not. Something may have got lost in translation.
Yeah, from what I've seen, there's none, but there could.
Yeah,
but still, that capacity is
fucking hell, Matt.
Yeah, that's.
Mate, you heard about this?
The liquid talc.
Matt was a revelation with that liquid talc. I'm telling you.
We'll have to get him on the show one time. He can tell the story.
I mean, I can't talk from a female perspective, but according to my guy friends, liquid talc saves lives, guys. So...
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's brilliant. But yeah, no, it looks good. Not the liquid talc. The Uncharted ride looks good.
My head's getting too warm.
Too hot. Yeah.
It's hot, isn't it? Sweaty, man.
Well, you've got hair, so yeah, I
should have tied it up. Just not.
Yeah, these queue lines. So there's a story going on. It's hard to understand what the story is because it's all in Spanish, which obviously it's in Spain. So that's what's going to happen. But it's like visually, I couldn't really understand the story. But obviously, if you translate it, there will be a story there. But I couldn't. As someone who would be coming from the park from the UK, who only speaks English, don't speak a word of any other language, I didn't find the visuals to portray a story, so to speak. Like from what I've seen, and I've seen a lot.
It was
of
very
it.
talky, like rather than visual storytelling. That, like you say, like foreign visitors can kind of get the gist.
Yeah,
it is very chatty.
Yeah, so there is animatronics. That's cool. Like there's animatronics in there as well, which is amazing to see. I love animatronics. I think they're not something that's of the past because they're just getting better and better. The best one that I saw was Flight Force at Disney Studios in France. That was Iron Man. That was fucking incredible. Like it felt like he was there in front of you. That's cool. It was so good.
Like I don't like. I've got a thing about robots.
Did you prefer that one to Kylo Ren?
They've freaked me out.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I think the better Kylo Ren is in the pre-show when you're in the room than the actual ones that are in the ride area. I find.
I don't know. I like the one in the.
Sorry, no, that's a screen. Fuck am I on about? That's a screen.
No, I like the one that
like
where he's talking to. What? Yeah.
The one that turns is good.
The one that turns and faces you, and then you just shoot out backwards. Yeah. That one.
See, in my head, all I've got going round is the video of him just spinning, like twirling on the spot.
You gotta love that. Like Disney Imagineering must have been like messing around with that for like months, just like seeing what movement capabilities it could do and what would happen if it got stuck in a jam. And they were like, "Oh shit, it's actually fucking happened on a live ride." Like...
You just leave it, wouldn't you, for comedy effect? You'd be like, "You know what? It's entertaining. Leave it.
Let's see how long it lasts." This is the only opportunity we've got to see this.
Oh, of course, Matt's being thirsty again.
Tom
Holland animatronic.
You can probably find that on eBay, to be honest with you, Matt, somewhere.
Mate, at this point, just slide in his DM, see
get
what
one
happens.
of them bad boys.
Do it. Spider-Man is a new
sidekick. What am I talking about? Let's not act like he hasn't already.
Yeah. I love the way you swing your web.
Spin around.
Oh
my god.
We love you, Matt.
There's definitely a worry at some point that they'll all come to life like Impossible Not Itchy and Scratchy Land.
Literally this. I can't cope with like robots or like animatronics that are really like human-like. It freaks me out. It's like, stop. No, it's too real. I don't like it. It's gonna be like they're gonna take over the world. I can't cope. No, thank you.
As a gift, I want to get you a Roomba with a knife attached to it. just so you can
with
always on edge. You don't know whether it's coming up behind you.
Just drops Lego pieces on the floor, like when you're not looking. It's just a little shit.
I get a notification on my phone like Roomba is stuck. Good, stay there.
No, I saw one of them notifications. It was so dramatic. It was like Roomba has fallen off a cliff. It was literally stuck on like a ledge just next to the door. I was like, why is it so dramatic?
Imagine it over time. It just develops learning like AI, and then and then like you be in your room and you just hear it just on the door, just. With a knife, it's going down the door.
Here's Roomba,
like in The Shining.
No, stop! Right, I'm gonna be like having nightmares.
Here's Roomba.
No.
That needs to be a t-shirt. Just a fucking Roomba with a knife smashing through a fucking door. Oh dear.
These are all sick.
We are. I remember seeing a video of a Roomba just going outside.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. It just fucks off outside. Just like,
okay, take over the world.
I'm off on an adventure.
I need a minute, lads. I'll be right back.
Because
it smokes a cigarette.
Something tells me It's a Small World is living hell for Emma.
It's a living hell anyway.
It is. That song, man. Because
not my cup of tea, I'm afraid.
What happens at Disney when you're on a boat ride is you finish the ride and then you're still halfway through the ride and it stacks. And so It's a Small World just becomes like this torture thing going on. Like, it's just like...
Thankfully, I don't think I've ever done It's a Small World.
You should do it once. Like, it's really impressive. But it's...
And the even better part,
because I've been to it's not like I've not been to Disney parks.
Yeah,
but I've just never.
The better part is when you stay at the hotel. At least when I was younger, when we stayed at the hotel at Disneyland Paris.
Oh yeah.
When we walked back into the hotel, playing in the lobby was It's a Small World.
I know. It's been sat on a boat for 4 hours. Leave me alone.
Considering I was small, like It's a Small World was like the only ride I did. So
yeah,
as a kid, it very much got stuck in there.
Oh no, you did Pirates because you told me you shit yourself.
Oh, I did do Pirates because I shot myself on the drop.
Gemma's like, I love A Small World. I was like, yeah, of course you do. Yeah, sounds on brand.
The chat's kicking off again. So
Matt asked, "Was that a pork pie, Emma?" It was a pork pie.
Indeed. All right, what we got next?
Just gonna leave that there and let Emma just eat a pork pie for a minute. I think that's the news, right? I'm not sure if there's much more. Anyone else want to?
Yeah, honestly,
give us random news topics to talk about because
let's go.
We were woefully underprepared today.
We literally started 5 minutes before we went live, and like, so what is the news?
It doesn't really help. It doesn't really help that I am usually the one that like just finds random news bits like all over Twitter and stuff, and
that is very true.
Taking a break from Twitter for the time being.
Yeah.
So like
outside of what let's see what's happening with Drayton.
Oh yeah, Summer Nights.
Drayton
they have announced. So Summer Nights runs from July through August at Drayton. It's their late night riding event, and they are putting on entertainment. And they have announced the lineup of entertainments and stuff. So they're going to have a DJ. It's at the weekends. They're going to have a DJ every night, but before the DJ, they're going to have some kind of live performer. They've got a bloody Taylor Swift singer on. They've got Emo Night.
Of course, they've got a Taylor Swift cover on. Like that is like obvious.
Emo Night. Cannot wait. They've got all sorts going on. They've got like a kids rave. They've got loads of stuff going on.
Emo Night.
That's pretty cool.
Although we have penciled in a date
that I was going to go,
and there is Emo Night is not on the date I'm going. I'm livid. The night I'm going, looking forward to a bit of entertainment. Kids rave, torture.
Let's go.
I mean, it could be great.
They slap on board audio on Shockwave and it's Evanescence.
I'll be the kids out the way. But yeah, it's late night riding though.
Change the lyrics though.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's nice to see parks doing that and embracing
9 o'clock.
the fact
I think the rides are open till.
That's sick. That's cool. And it
it's
opens
a long event.
Yeah,
I feel like very slowly, whether it be through events or just opening schedules in general, parks are very slowly starting to warm up to the idea of being open later. Like with Drayton, doing this, doesn't Thorpe have something going on through the summer as well? Like that they're using to stay open later.
They
used to.
They used to have Love Island Lakes,
which was summer.
Or have I just made that up completely out of thin air?
They used to have summer. What do you call it?
Summer Nights. It was very. I loved that because it was dead.
I went once, and it was just like there was nobody in the park.
In the evening, there's no one in the park. It's great.
It's that British thing, though, isn't it? Like, it's tea time. Let's.
Oh yeah, it's still a very British mentality towards leisure that like no one wants. No one wants to go past 5 p.m.
Yeah,
it's Carnival that's running over from 21st of July to 29th of August.
Right.
But I don't think they've got any extended hours.
No.
Let me just have a look. Opening times.
I think Pleasure Beach is about late night riding.
10 till 7. All month.
That's not bad. Yeah, Pleasure Beach is late night riding tends to be like sporadically, doesn't it? It's not a general event. It's just they have a few through the year.
Yeah.
which is a shame because I enjoy late night riding at Pleasure Beach. They should do it more. In terms of like during the summer holidays, every Saturday night should be a late night riding, in my opinion.
I agree with that. Definitely gives you an opportunity to go down there on a weekend and get more rides in as well. Like what you would.
You don't have to get up at the crack of dawn. You know, you can take your time. But it is good to see Drayton doing that though. Like Drayton in general, over the last since their looping group takeover, have come on leaps and bounds.
They've done lots of events like the Halloween stuff as well, where they've stayed open late, and they stayed open late in like colder months as well, and it's been a huge success. So to do this in summer, I think this will really bring them some revenue, and I think it will do really well for them. So,
it'd be great. They've got so much going on throughout the year, not just through summer. Like Drayton are really smashing out the park this season, in my opinion.
Yeah, they are. They are. You're right, Matt. They're leading the way. It's a very good point. But yeah, I riding Shockwave on like Sunset, you know, that'd be sick. That'd be awesome.
Legs up.
Yeah, jumping through the 0G, be nice. But they've got so much to offer though, haven't they? Like since doing Vikings, shout out to us. They've added lots of evening stroke nighttime events since Vikings Land was built, because I think it's offered that side of the park something more. And obviously with the construction walls up and stuff like that, now something else is coming. They've took Apocalypse out. So yeah, it's just gonna grow and grow and grow. I think Loopings are doing a great job. And the team at Drayton as well, I feel like more responsible probably than Loopings for putting these ideas forward to how to progress the park, and it's nice to see. But again, they've done that. They've got these events, but think about what they've just opened, like some new family rides and attractions and stuff like that. So they're still
they're really plowing money into this park at the moment, which is great to see.
They're balancing it out. They're not just building like a CBeebies and then leaving it. They're like, they're balancing the park where people go. And I think obviously with the zoo as well, like it's a no-brainer to just plow money into that park because you'll get it back. People visit.
It's like smack bang in the middle of the country as well. When you think about it, it's like from the north and south, it's a couple of hours each way. It's a perfect location to have like a big major park, which it is becoming. Because don't get me wrong, go back a few years ago, I used to go Drayton as a kid all the time. And then go back 4 or 5 years ago, and it was in a little bit of a sorry state. It was looking a bit run down. It needed something. And obviously this injection from Loopings has really given them the opportunity to bring themselves back to how they were in their heyday. And it's working a bloody treat, in my opinion.
I reckon one more major ride or major coaster and a major flat, and they'll be fine for the next 5-6 years.
They offer something for everyone.
Yeah, they literally offer something for everyone. You're right. Even Penny Arcade. I mean, come on. that's so fucking cool. I love that. There's the fact that they keep the heritage as well with the train and stuff, like all around that area. It's nice, and they're doing that whilst investing in new attractions as well, which is really cool. I do like.
Yeah, they're killing it. They're absolutely killing it.
So yeah,
but yeah, a company that isn't absolutely killing it.
Oh, for God's sake! Really? I look right. I'm just going to pull back the curtain. Right, Aramark just got put in our private chat by James, and with no context, just literally Aramark.
Wait, I think I know what this is about.
So,
trolley.
A lovely little thing that has come out: food hygiene standards.
Yeah, is it ad sweet from the other day?
Previous years, Chessington World Adventures Safari Hotel has had 5 across the board. This year, it is 2.
Wow. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is absolutely ridiculous. I actually did screenshot the what it was. Here we go. So hygienic food handling standards found were good. Cleanliness and conditions of facilities and building improvement necessary. Management of food safety generally satisfactory.
Oh, generally.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know, it's not acceptable in this day and age for such a massive like for Merlin, obviously they're taking on Aramark and all this lot, and Aramark are responsible. But Merlin, shit, they need to take more pride in what they are doing, because when it comes to people are going to get ill. You know, you can't fuck about with food and food hygiene. You just can't do it. You know, and people are going to start. I'm not saying that people are getting ill, but for example, hypothetically speaking, with a 2-star rating, you know, things could be a lot better, and it makes you worry, man. Especially when kids and things like that. You just lunches. I'd just be like, I'm not
concerning.
Of all Merlin hotels, for that to be the case as well.
And they've plowed so much fucking money into it with Jumanji.
Quite concerning thing is the fact that it was more because usually what you see companies fail on is the food management. So that's all the paperwork keeping. That's the stuff that usually ends up slipping. They fail on that. It gets brought back in really well. It's the fact that the main thing that is needing improvement is the facilities that the food is being made in. Like, yes, that might also come down from Chessington, but it's been less than a year since it had a 5 rating for food hygiene at the same place when it was under Chessington's control and not Aramark. So what have Aramark done in terms of actually keeping the facilities up to scratch? Like,
well, that's it. There's no excuse.
I've worked in hospitality. Getting a 5 is not hard.
No. Ali's down the road's got a 5.
Hard.
Do you know what I mean? Crab shop. Shout out to Ali's. But it's and you go into any chippy or takeaway and they might be real, they might not be, but the hygiene sticker's there. And you think people get ill all the time from you can't, like you say, I mean, you can't fuck with food. You just can't mess around with it.
And this is the thing as well that NF Attractions, like the point NF
I was just going to click
up,
that. Yeah,
and he says it's not Aramark name that's going to get dragged through the mud like as a result of it. It's Chessington and Merlin, because most guests aren't going to know what Aramark is. And on Ad's tweet, because I did see Ad's tweet get thrown into Discord, and like he basically co-signs that comment. He basically says the same thing, like Chessington. Obviously, it wasn't Chessington's decision to be offering the shit food that they do, or just like at the shit standards that is being held at the moment. But like it was a former executive team at Merlin Entertainments that pulled the trigger on that, and now all the individual attractions are having to deal with, you know, the consequences and stuff. Which, like that's a higher up decision to make. Like a corporate higher up decision to make, not a choice of the individual attractions, and yet they're the ones that are gonna get like have their name dragged through all the mud and deal with all the fire and backlash from everyone about it.
Yeah, the general public,
which is usually how it goes.
Who Aramark are. You go to a place, you go, we're going to Chessington make the food, Chessington deal with the food. Like, no one knows who Aramark is.
You're literally going to go, I'm not having a burger from Chessington, it was shit last time, so we'll just take our own food. Like that's what will happen. And staff will just be in them bloody food booths, like in Planet Coaster, when you're building a coaster for 4 hours and they forget about them and then they just leave.
The issue is, though, as well, it's the Safari Hotel. It's the food at the hotel. The only thing that I can see that potentially isn't their Aramark's fault that it happened is how the breakfast is done. It's the kitchen is remote from the buffet. They have to bring the food pretty much all the way through the dining area, but they've always had a 5 beforehand.
Yeah.
So that's not a change that's happened recently for them to go from a 5 to a 2.
The thing is, as well, when you look at Chessington Hotel, and especially with like they brought these new Jumanji rooms that are costing like 10 grand to stay in one of these rooms, you expect a nice meal. You know
the thing is, the food there was really nice when I stayed there, but the fact that the hygiene rating is now tanked, it
makes you think twice, because you go, do you know what? I really enjoyed that meal, but then you learn the circumstances under which they were made, and then you kind of think, well, next time I'm not bothering.
Yeah. What you didn't see, James, is all the Uber Eats cars driving away before you had your breakfast. that's what you did see. And then vans were moving.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a really big shame because it shouldn't be happening. You know, like you said, Luke, it's not hard to get a 5. I've worked in a kitchen. It's not hard. It's just general cleanliness and food management. It's not difficult. Yeah. So to see them suffering so much, like a 2, man, it's not even like a 4, like a 2, that's bad.
It makes you think if it comes out that all the hygiene standards are dropping throughout the whole Merlin Entertainment's facilities and attractions. If that happens, that has to be down to Aramak. If it doesn't happen, then some places might have better management practices to deal with, the hygiene and stuff like that. Chessington don't. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Does Aramak cover the catering at Merlin's Midway attractions as well? Like not just their parks and resorts?
I imagine so. I mean, there's not really much you can get from. I can't even think of any with restaurants.
No, it's generally like the
maybe the Legoland at Trafford Centre.
Yeah, Trafford Centre Legoland's got a cafe, but it's more sandwiches, paninis, that kind of shit. Okay. It's not substantial meals. Dungeons have a bar. They don't serve food.
Yeah.
Like Sea Life, they don't have anything.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
No, but yeah. Let us know what you think in the chat and let us know what you think in the comments. But I think we should move on to our main topic now. Flat rides. Who loves them? I like them. Cool.
Me.
Yeah. So we'll go around the room and we'll just say what our favorite flat is, if that's cool with everyone.
Oh Jesus Christ! I hadn't.
Mikhail,
obvious
favorite flat now. No,
come on.
Emma, you go first. Then we'll go that way.
Okay. My favorite flat ride is in the UK. Is a park that I don't actually go to that often. My favorite flat ride is Vortex at Thorpe Park, which is the KMG Afterburner.
Wow!
Because
on left field,
it is good.
It's a good one. Like they were like generally the main consensus is that theme parks don't run their flat rides to their best potential. However, I found the Vortex runs the best, even better than it has at some like stationary fun fairs that I've done over recent weeks. Like I went to Coney Beach and did their KMG Afterburner. Thought it was a bit shit. I've done a few others. But Vortex for me always delivers. Like it's forceful, it's fast, it spins a lot, it spins high. You don't get a short cycle neither. And
no, you don't.
Because I used to rate Rush, right? But then considering that you get about 5 seconds on it now, it's like
you get like 3 swings.
Yeah,
3 full swings.
Yeah, when we went the other week, we had like 1, maybe 2 full swings. We were on the ride for less than like a minute.
Wow.
Yeah,
but for actually getting off the ride, it took about 2 minutes before they opened the restraints. It's fucking ridiculous.
But then I also discovered the Jolly Roger. I mentioned it last week. Jolly Roger Drop Tower at Pleasurewood Hills. And coming from me, who despises drop towers, it's up there with one of my favourites because it's just a good drop tower. It's now the best drop tower in the country in terms of my opinion.
Wow.
Obviously, after Apocalypse has gone, I used to rate Detonator. Jolly Roger is run how Detonator used to run. Put it that way. If you remember going back when it was nuts, like Jolly Roger it's an old traveling fairground ride which they've permanently got there. You know, it's an old machine, but it pushes you down rather than just letting you free fall. And it was one of them where I rode it and I got to the bottom and it was like a speechless. What the fuck was that? And I hate drop towers, and I ran straight wrap around and went on again. Nice. the height thing, I was like, I hate that, but the ride experience in general was fantastic. So I'd say those two, like I could go on for years about in terms of like traveling machines, flat rides. Like I could go on for hours about them, but in terms of like a theme park, they'd be my favorite.
Nice, James.
Probably quite an obvious one.
Talican.
Literally, I was just like, thank you so much because you just reminded me of my favorite, or one of my favorites.
Gemma agrees with that, but she only likes front seat view. I actually don't mind either way.
No,
I like the kind of aspect of you facing the wall, how close you look like you're getting to it.
Yeah, looking like you might just smack your face on the wall.
Yeah, I've got long legs, and I was worried for my feet facing that wall. I'm telling you.
You're nowhere near it, but when you're on there, it looks so close. And yeah, just the ride cycle, you're always guaranteed to have a good cycle.
It's a
spectacle as well. Like
spectacle to watch off ride.
And at night time, when you're facing the front, it is unreal.
At nighttime, night on it is so good.
Interestingly, over the last few days, there has been no fire.
Oh, is it too hot?
Potentially, or the gas bill's just too high.
It could be the gas bill.
Do they usually run the fire effects during the day?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah. It's the fire effects usually are on constantly.
Okay.
But yeah, for some reason they were off the past few days.
What I like about Talokan is when you're in the queue line and you can just see through the crack in the door. Like a little
because you're kind of in that little box and you're a bit like, and you're like,
all you can hear is woof, woof, woof. Yeah. It's like, Jesus, what's going on out there? Room shaking and everything. It's like, Jesus Christ. And you walk out like
go on. I just had a thought.
I was just saying, like, when you walk out, like, on stars of your eyes onto this little platform, and everyone's watching you from.
If we're talking about top spins and talking about like good top spins, because we also talk about the other end of top spins. Has anybody done the BTEC top spin at Energylandia?
No, I haven't.
Mikhail, did you do it?
I don't think I did.
I do know. Isn't it the single row thing that's like tiny?
Don't ask me who makes
has
it.
About
I
10
got
seats.
It is ridiculous. Like, why bother? It was terrifying. I'll not lie. Like, and your head
the thing is
so
like
close to the floor.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I as far as top spins go, like, obviously Talokan's my favorite, but like apart from that, like top spins, obviously they're a pretty old ride type now. Like a lot of them are getting removed, but like they've never been ones that I've like when I think of dark rides or like my favorite types of dark rides, it's never really top spins that come to mind so quickly. Even though like obviously I enjoyed Ripsaw, obviously love Talokan, but like apart from those two, I never really. No, I didn't. The one time that I've been to Chessington, it had already been removed.
Oh man.
So Ramesses, it had the timid cycle.
Yeah,
and then
ran like
let
Talokan.
people off halfway through, and then it was like, okay, time to actually show you what this ride can do. And
Ramesses, which had the fountains where they would like get you damp, or there was one seat, the danger seat, which was like seat. The fountain was ridiculous. I remember me and Carl did it. Sorry, I'm eating. Me and Carl did it, and he literally counted the seats and pushed me out of the way, so I ended up sat in the seat with the stupid fountain. Like I was saying, it was like being waterboarded. It was stupid.
Which
apparently, speaking of which, that just reminded me.
Super soak mode.
The one in the one at Wallaby Holland.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that they can't run with water.
Fucking insane. That looks fucking stupid.
It's not. When we went, it was like 26, 27 degrees. There was no water on, and we asked them, and they were like, "It's got to be above 30 degrees to have water."
Yeah. It's
livid. I was I'm from England. This is hot.
This is 30 degrees to me.
Save the life of the ride.
Yeah,
because Talokan does not get the ride wet.
Yeah,
Talokan does not have the jets powerful enough to ever get the ride wet.
Yeah,
so I think it is because that's the reason Ramesses and Ripsaw died. It's because they just
just the water damage over time.
They just soaked it so much that it just ended up dying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We should have put WD.
No, like my favorite types of flat rides always go to the gyro swings. Always go to the the SNS screaming swings as well. So like it's always like when I've done like the Zamperla Discoveries, like Pandemonium at Six Flags Over Georgia, or like Max Air at Cedar Point. Like those are great. I still need to get on, obviously, Loki and Tigerin at you know, at Liseberg and Dia's Summerland. One that I'm so good I missed out on was Crazanity at Six Flags Magic Mountain. We never got around to doing it. It's like at one point it was like the biggest Zamperla giant discovery, like in the world. I think it was. And never got around to doing it on my past visit in February. I was fucking good. But yeah, like those are always so sick. And I know for a fact as soon as I get on Loki and or Tigerin, like it's gonna be my favorite, just because it has the best restraint on them, and they're fucking huge. So it's got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I'd say Loki is my number 2. But yeah, Talican.
Spoiler alert: Loki's my number 1. Number 1 flat.
But that's weird considering you hate that type of ride.
I hate it. I hate flat rides. They kill me. Like I love them, but they kill me.
I love flat rides.
I can't handle. Yeah, I know. Like this is what I wanted to talk to you about, because like you've gone on a run recently of going on all these fun fairs, and you've been going on all these massive fucking fun fair rides and all these. Yeah,
Barry Island one.
That Barry Island one was ridiculous, but you don't like that, like you know, it's not like a thing. So how have you just overcome this and just started jumping on everything in the fucking universe? Like,
my problem is I'm never like scared of getting on rides. My only problem when it comes to any kind of ride is height. That's my only issue I ever have with rides. I find that a pint helps, but my like passion for flat rides and fun fair rides,
alcoholism has gone very hand in hand with my theme park enthusiasm.
Overcomes that sense of fear for me. Like, I'm very good at like just getting on a ride without thinking about it and then dealing with it at the time. Like, for example, I've always been petrified of Starflyers, and I said,
hate them.
Like to Carl when we went to Belgium, there was a huge one there, and I was saying that, like, because I can't deal with people that say they don't like something when they've never tried it. And I was like, I don't like Starflyers. And it was like, I'm going to do it. It happened to be a 200-foot Starflyer. And I got on it, even knowing that I was going to hate it. And I thought, I'm just going to do it once. And I had a panic attack. There was tears. There was shaking. And it was atrocious. It was horrible.
I hate them.
But I had to try it.
Starflyers are sketchy as fuck, to be fair.
They're disgusting. What? It's too high. Why you want a chain? Stop.
Yes. And why is the entire middle column of the ride spinning with me? I do not need that visual.
No.
Like, I hate them, but like you said, like me and Vic have kind of gone on this run of like, we've been to some of the, over the last 12 months, some of the biggest fairs in the UK.
Yeah, it's great.
I just adore the adrenaline rush, because I don't know whether you feel the same, but coasters in general don't scare me anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I get on any coaster and stuff, whereas I look at some of these fairground machines and I'm like, shit, like, this is scary.
You know what? Yeah.
And that rush.
It's a different kind of adrenaline rush that I get from coasters. It's not one out of fear. It's one out of just pure excitement.
Yeah.
And I do miss that one out of fear. I'm not going to lie. I do that. Yeah.
First coaster that I've done.
Yeah.
And like, I got that kind of like, I can look at a really tall coaster and go, okay, that's fine. But it was a mini booster as well. So it wasn't this huge thing. And I looked at it, I was like, do I really want to do this?
I love a booster purely because they scare me. Like, they do. I can't, like, being held up high, I can't cope. That's why I love it. And like, me and Vic went to the Hoppins last Saturday, which is like Europe's largest fun fair. It was fucking huge, I'll not lie. And there was a lot of big rides there, but like we just got on everything because it's exciting, you know. Yeah. And for me, with a fairground, the music blaring, I mean, it can be a bit of a sensory overload for some people, but the music blaring, the lights, the smells of diesel, like the smells of the food, like
good food.
That's what does it for me.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see. I think I need to take a page out of your book and just go to some fairgrounds and just get that feeling. Because like, even when I'm queuing up for a coaster now, it's one that because I've done quite a few now, and we've been to a few countries and stuff like that. We've traveled a bit, and it's like I'm queuing up and I'm just thinking, oh, I can't wait to get on this coaster. I've been waiting for so long. But then when I see a fairground pull up, it's like you don't know what you're going to get sometimes, like in your local area. And you're like, I just need to fucking get on them. Like, but the problem with flat rides I have is if I'm at Drayton Manor did it for me, it was weird. I love Maelstrom, right? I love it with a passion. That's why Loki's my number one, because I love that emotion. But it's like, it fucks my day up if I have a bad experience in myself, like with my health on the day. Like if I've eaten something and then I go on a flat ride, it fucks me up. And then
I can't go to a fairground without taking motion sickness tablets.
Yeah, I can't. That's a thing for me. I can't really travel without having motion sickness.
I can't sit in the back of a car without wanting to vomit. I can't do it. I literally buy Quells in bulk from Tesco. Every time I go, I'll buy a packet. I take one before I go, and they work wonders. Like, we've done so many rides at the Hop-Ins, like big spinny rides. Like, a little plug, there's a vlog on our channel, like, done some waltzers that were stupid fast, loads of spinny rides. I took one Quell at the beginning of the day, and I had a few beers, and there was not 1 ounce of sickness. Like, I was absolutely fine. Whereas without the Quells, one waltzer, because we started with a waltzer, would have finished me off for the rest of the day. And I'd have been miserable.
Yeah, and that's it. It drops your mood, doesn't it, when a ride fucks you up? Because we went on accelerator afterwards, and I nearly threw up. I was like, what's going on? Like,
it's annoying because I've only generally developed this motion sickness like the last 12 months. The first time it happened was I drove down to Luton to pick somebody up last year. I was in the back of the car, and about halfway through the journey, I had my head out the window, like heaving.
Yeah.
And I was convinced it was something I'd ate.
Yeah.
But then me and Carl went to Twin Lakes and went on the pirate ship a week later, and halfway through the cycle, I was like, I need to get off. I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah.
And it's just come out of nowhere. Like, maybe it's an old age thing. I don't know. But
it might be. It might be because I was fine when I was younger, but like when we got off Maelstrom that day, and then when I see a flat in a theme park, I'm like, I don't want to feel like that again. Like,
just keep some Quells in your bag.
Yeah,
give it half an hour before you go on something, and they work.
I'm going to make a point of going to our local fun fair this year. It's on a quick save car park, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna try
and POV your reactions, please.
I will. Yeah,
there's actually a fun fair coming to my town, literally this weekend. I think they open from tomorrow.
Yay,
but
everybody go and do
It's gonna be shit. They're never great, the ones in my town.
RCT Limit says Luton does that too.
I was so ill, honest to God. Literally out the window, like.
That's interesting though. Like, it's in the back of cars. Yeah, like I don't know what it is. How many people?
Yeah, I used to have a friend who was really bad.
I think it's when you sat in the front, you can focus out the front. Whereas when you sat in the back, you're looking out the window that way. And you're looking out the window that way.
James, you described this to me, didn't you? When I first got my VR headset, you was like, you suffer from like travel sickness. You should be careful because it's like, isn't it like poisoning that your brain thinks you're poisoned or something?
Yeah, so it's because of the mix of signals that you're getting. So your inner ear, it depends. It works both ways. So you can be moving a load, so your inner ear liquids are moving loads, but your reference point of vision is static. So in a car, if you're sat in the back, your reference view is pretty static with everything being around you, but you're moving a lot. And it can work the other way for VR headsets. If you're moving a lot in VR, you're seeing you're moving, but you're not feeling it. And it's your body's getting confused. And it is a symptom of being poisoned. So that's why you throw up. Because your body's trying to get rid of the poison.
Yeah, and the poison is the Aramat burger you had, like.
But no, like, so when I went sailing a few years back, I was absolutely fine at the start of the sailing because I was above deck. I could see a fixed horizon point.
Yeah.
And feel like I was moving, but I was like, okay, I can see that it's me moving on the boat. As soon as I went below deck. And I had nothing to look at, and everything was moving with me. I ended up throwing, like, pretty much within about 5 minutes through up.
Yeah,
really bad, and I was
done. When we rode Crazy Bats, Fantasia Land, I got to probably about 3/4 of the way around, and I just that was it. I couldn't really do much more. I
think it very slightly lost sync towards the end.
It was weird, wasn't it?
Is what threw it off.
but it was like it was just moving in VR like that was just so strange. But I hate that feeling. I love going to a park and having the best day ever, going on the flats and everything. Like when we went to Leesburg, I had a great time, and I had a lot of beer as well. Like, so it wasn't that I could have an anti-sickness really anyway, because it wouldn't have worked. Like, I'd already drank a shitload. So it was like...
trust me, they work miracles. Anti-sickness tablets. I even take an anti-sickness tablet when I've got a hangover. You know, you've got that like nauseous feeling. Well. It saves the day. Trust me. Like,
this episode sponsored by Quells. You can get them at your local Tesco.
I've got like 10 packets in my handbag. Like, I'm not joking. Like, because I never know when I'm going to need one. But I would go back to like flats and stuff like that.
I was about to say, going back to actual flat rides.
Yeah.
I would
talk about throwing up for 20 minutes.
Yeah. But it was related.
Like for me, like I say, like theme park flat rides, in my opinion, Thorpe's got a good amount of flat rides, right? But a lot of other UK parks, there's not a lot going on in terms of flat rides, which they make a difference to me. Like sometimes I will prioritize a flat over a coaster. You know, if it's something that particular I've never seen before, or it's something a little bit different, that it's kind of like, ooh, like I want to try that. I want to know how it feels, because you know what you're getting with a coaster. Do you know what I mean?
Literally, I don't look at flat rides the same way, like quite the same way as I do as coasters. I don't really think about like ranking them, because one, they're like, there's so many different kinds of. I almost feel like there's more different kinds of flat rides than there are different kinds of coasters.
Oh yeah.
But or there's like just a wider discrepancy in what they can do and stuff.
Which is bonkers.
But at the same time,
it's static. Like,
yeah, but also because like I might have like my favorite types and stuff.
Yeah, your favorite experience.
The vast majority, I also feel like they're across the scope of like basically all flat rides. I feel like, and it might differ like whether you're a flat ride person or not, but I feel like most of them, like there's a bigger majority of flat rides that are just straight up fun as hell than there are a majority of coasters, which are, or like a percentage of coasters that are just fun as hell. So I just look at them all as like, like when I get to parks that have a lot of flat rides, I want to do them all. Like people have been saying in the chat, mentioning Jukebox. Is Jukebox at Liseberg? Yeah, the Gerst,
I never wrote that.
The Gerstlauer Polyp. That looks so fun to me. And like, you know, I know a few other parks in Europe have, you know, the Gerstlauer Polyps as well. Like I really
get a lot of them on the
those.
traveling circuit, you know, in Europe, like octopus, like polyp rides. You get a lot of them in Europe traveling around. Not so much over here, but
and like there are so many like that might not top like anyone, like a lot of people's list as like their one favorite flat ride, or it might, I don't know, but like it's just straight up just like pure fun, and it's like parks that just have a lot of flat rides. I'll dedicate, like, depending on how many days I'm doing there, obviously, I'll dedicate an afternoon to just doing flat rides. When I went to see the Point in 2019, like we were there for 3 days. I literally just had an afternoon just knocking out all the flat rides. Like they had flying scooters, like the discos, the fucking the scramblers, like all of those ones, the top scans, all of them that are just fun and just like super fun in so many different ways. Like I did it, Cedar Point did it at Carowinds. Like I loved treating flat rides like that, not just to see, you know, which is the best one, which what's my favorite type of them. I just like get on them to just have just a silly time, really.
Yeah. Well, it's great that you can do everything with them. Like someone made a good point. Slammer there, that was my favorite.
Slammer as well.
Scared the shit out of me, that ride. Oh my god, it was scary.
It was terrifying.
I loved Slammer, man. It was
because it was like slow but fast, and it was just
slow and fast.
Yeah.
That is like
such
weird.
a
Best way
it
of
felt
describing
slow, even though it was moving quite quickly, and it was just
quick.
the weird way you were hanging. Oh god, no, it's good.
It's like you never felt like you were going in one direction or one motion. You always felt like you were going like round everything. Like you've always felt like you were going further back into the park.
Yeah, because you kind of were, because you were on like each end. Yeah. And like you were either getting thrown head first at the ground and then like tipped over yourself.
Yeah.
Or like the floor was just dropping out, constantly dropping out like below you.
Backwards was weird.
Round backwards.
Backwards was weird, and then seeing Colossus in front of you, like that was mad. It was be like, and all of a sudden you'd be fucking right over Colossus. it was so good. Well, yeah,
it's almost like a KMG booster, but just in a fixed, like your seat's in a fixed position, like you're not, you know, spinning due to weight and stuff.
It was just the vast amount of radius that ride had was crazy. Yeah. The area it covered.
I agree with Matt on that one. The restraints were not nice.
No,
they weren't the best. But when it got
shoulder
going,
bashes, like they were.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember them being that bad for me. I don't remember having much of a problem. I remember expecting to have a problem with them. But I was just like, that wasn't as bad. That wasn't quite as bad as I thought. It's not the best, obviously, but I'd like to know why SNS stopped making those. Like, they made 2. And Thought Park just happened to get one, and the other one was at some random park somewhere in the Midwestern US.
Yeah,
like there was only two made, I think.
It was destined to fail, really, wasn't it? If you'd only make 2 of them, like that's only 2 parts.
It's just like I just wonder why parks never really, jumped at it.
Not a clue, because it was always had great reviews. I wonder if it was just the downtime and the reliability of the ride.
Yeah,
that might be it. Like. The parts would be expensive as well, expensive as fuck.
Massive. I just want them to honestly get rid of it though, because it's so painful going to the park and seeing it.
I remember being in the Black Mirror queue. I was just like, it's there. I can literally touch it if I wanted to.
Surely there's got to be a reason why they've not just got rid. There's got to be some kind of issue somewhere.
You can't find a.
I heard like a few comments about it being used for ladder training, like once upon a time. But
go find another ladder.
Yeah, right. I mean, like there's probably like various other ways you can do ladder training on it, but I don't know.
It's a very expensive ladder, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, not really. If you have to just leave, if you're just leaving it there, not doing anything with it.
Spare parts for Rush, that might be a shout. Motors and stuff like that.
Honestly, yeah. Like I do think, they should just get rid of it and use the space a bit more.
But again, it's not a very big space, is it? I don't know.
A bit more effectively.
Just open that area out a bit.
A fair bit of. You could put a couple smaller flats there.
I'm down.
It took up a big area. It had a massive footprint because of how long the arm was.
You know what? A ride at Thorpe surprised me a little bit at the flats. Quantum. I was surprised how much air you get on that thing.
Yeah, it is good.
Pretty decent. Just hurts your shins.
It was not running well the other day.
Was it not?
You do good airtime.
You get great airtime. It's fun. That is a fun ride.
I've never been a huge fan of it anyway because of the gut punch.
Yeah, it is.
And it's in a little bar, isn't it?
Zodiac is very, very much being run to preserve its lifetime.
Is Zodiac the Enterprise?
Yeah, it went about 60 degrees, I think. And then came back down. It was like,
did you ride it?
No, I just saw it off right. I was like, yeah, they're trying to preserve its life.
Yeah, but why? It's not just go
because once it breaks, they can't get it fixed.
That's it. Enterprise. Yeah, Enterprise. Poor Enterprise.
Matt's just said if you were to take out Slammer and whack a new flat ride in, what would you choose?
That's a good question. I'd be so inclined to get a gyro swing right in there, but they do have Vortex already.
Yeah, but this one could be different.
An avalanche. Get an avalanche in there. It's a big dominating ride like Slammer was.
Yeah.
So
Tundra Twister at Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I've already got.
I'd be down.
I'd fucking love that to want them to go to Thorpe and take up that space.
I'm trying to think now. I literally have like a fun fair.
Or like the sledgehammer.
Like traveling rides.
Canada's
trying to think what would be cool.
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Let me see if I can.
I'm looking at it now.
Do you know what they need to put in there?
Yeah, I know that one.
Do you know what would work in a small space? If you think back to Drayton's days of Black Revolver, Waltzer in the Dark, was absolutely sick. Like, if you have a waltzer and don't run it like Alton Towers, and you have it inside
or like Water Valley for that
with lights and music, people will ride that.
Yeah.
Like you said, Black Revolver, I don't know whether anybody ever did it at Drayton back in the day. That was like a rave in the dark, like a Waltzer in the Dark thing. It was sick. I used to lap that thing as a kid because it was incredible. And it was a good waltzer as well. Like, nobody, obviously, there's no spinning it because it's in the dark. But it had like big enough hills to the extent that it'd work itself.
It would go itself with gravity.
Yeah. Like,
nice.
Something like that. Because, like, from a teenager point of view, right? You know, when you go to a fun fair and you see a waltzer, like, it's full of teenagers consistently. Like, teenagers love a waltzer. Just stick one of them in. I'd be well happy.
I think it would do well, actually, at FOP. Like,
of course it would. Like, their clientele is teenagers, let's be honest.
Hey,
Adds
agrees with my thingy.
What?
My suggestion.
What?
The
What's that? Oh, right, yeah.
Ads agrees.
Yeah.
That'd 2 votes. Cool. Let's get it built.
Yeah.
Oh, Mondo. two people want it. Consensus, lads.
Let's go. Merlin,
do you think?
Cast a vote. Well, yeah.
Here's a good question for you, Emma. Which from Kiera, which one fun fair flat would you put in at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and where would you put it in the park?
I would travel back in time. I would get rid of Skyforce and bring back Bling, which was Sierra Star shape. I remember that being run well. Like, I rode Danta's Air at the weekend, which is the same kind of ride, and in my opinion, it's a fun ride. It's not too intense. Do you know, it's not one of them that's like insane and people are going to get off and be like, I'm never going on that ever again. It was terrifying. Like, they can be run to an extent that it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
To look at it, it's impressive off ride. It's big and it's thrilling enough for Pleasure Beach without being too over the top. You know, like, it's like a 1.3 ride. Kids can ride it. And they will feel accomplished to ride it because it's fucking massive. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, getting rid of Bling, for me, it was a travesty.
Yeah.
Like, and to replace it with Skyforce. Don't get me wrong, I like Skyforce, but I ain't got the energy for it these days. I simply cannot be honest.
Yeah. You got to spin yourself on it.
Like, I'll go on a windy day when I don't have to do it.
The queue line takes forever. If it's in that building and you're fucked on Skyforce, it takes forever.
Matt's like, leave Skyforce alone. I was waiting for Carl to pipe up. He's probably gone to bed. He loves Skyforce.
What I liked about Bling was the how high you were up on the big ones.
Yeah, they're quite sizable.
And then the views you got of the prom, like from there, it was so good. Skyforce is good. It just takes
when you
get on it.
Yeah, when you get going on it and like in terms of like spinning it and stuff, it's fucking mental.
Yeah,
it just takes it takes forever to build up the momentum. Like,
if you get it on a windy day, like my record's like 53 spins on Skyforce. I went blind. It was stupid. Yeah. Like, if you get it on a windy day, it can be a good ride if you could get it going. Actually. Like, if it's a non-windy day, it's a boring ride.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a coaster spot.
Harry's just poked his head up.
Harry's a lurker.
Like a meerkat.
Did you grey out or did you just pass out?
Oh God.
Emma, did you grey out or pass out?
It wasn't a case of going blind through like passing out. It was just because I'd spanned that quickly, that fast that I just couldn't see.
I think I've only had like 20 maybe at the most.
I got off and I felt like my eyeballs were going to explode. Like, the pressure. I know, like, Gemma, I don't know whether Gemma's in the chat, but she's done Skyforce and span it and actually burst the blood vessels under her eyes.
Oh, Jesus.
What the fuck? Okay, wow. That's dedication.
It can be really, you know, if you're getting it going, it's quite It's a lot.
Also, I'm watching off rides of Tundra Twister now that it's open. I'm watching off rides of it, and yeah, it looks a fair bit faster than when it was testing.
Like, don't get Emma going. Don't get Emma going. Fucking don't.
It's too slow.
It's a lot faster.
Give it time.
One ride that I just feel adamant that I will probably die if I go on it again. Could handle it when I was younger, but now I'm like, yeah. If it ever reopens, Time Traveler, Adventure Island.
God. Oh.
That fucking thing is just
Time Traveler at Silver City. Then I was like, what?
Time machine, not Time Traveler. Time machine.
Yeah,
I know what you meant. It's wrong. I've only ever done it once, and that was enough. Like it
is ridiculously high G-force.
It's stupid. It shouldn't like. It should be
for how long it lasts as well. Like I'm
need.
fairly certain I did grey out, potentially passed out on that ride because it's
weird,
fucking mental.
That's mad.
But it hasn't opened at all this year.
I wonder why.
I went 2 years ago, and it was probably open for about half an hour. Like we'd go over, it'd be testing. They'd open it for 10 minutes. It'd break. They'd close it, and continuously throughout the day. And I think the problem is they built it in-house, didn't they? So they don't have a company they can go to and be like, come and fix our ride. It's down to them, to source the parts and fix it themselves. So I imagine in that sense it's a pain in the arse.
It has been removed from their website as well for this year as well. It looks like it's very much in a state of disrepair from what I've seen.
Oh well, I'm glad I did it then, even though
they need a time machine to fix it.
Ooh, so we did that.
Shit job. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to flying machines at Pleasure Beach.
Oh God, no!
It's great. Like I love how old it is, and I love the views you get, and on a sunset when the lights are flickering on the supports, the stanchion, that is
scares
really cool.
The shit out of me.
Exactly, right?
Talking of which, like going back to Hoppers, they actually had a ride at the Hoppers this year that made its UK debut. Which imagine the rockets, but on a Starflyer height, but the rockets rotate upside down.
Ah.
Oh God!
It's been traveling Europe for like years. A UK showman's bought it. It was supposed to come over to Great Dorset Steam Fair last year. It had issues. It never turned up. It's come to the Hoppings. It wasn't open Friday. It tested all day Saturday. It opened Sunday afternoon. Then closed. It's open sporadically. It's got its issues, but it looked horrendous.
That's
like 200 foot on the Blackpool Rocket, but going upside down at the same time.
Speaking of heights,
that's mad.
Luke, did you when you went to Vegas? I know you've been to Las Vegas. Did you go up the Las Vegas Strip?
Yeah, I went up the Stratosphere. Yeah, I went up to the top.
The Stratosphere. Sorry, not.
I went up, but some of the rides were down. It was too windy. It was really windy when I was there in September.
Oh fuck, was it?
Yeah, and it was just.
You didn't do like the shot tower up there.
No. I'll tell you something though. When they opened the doors for the lift in the Strat, I just saw someone jump off the building, and I forgot.
Yeah, because they do base jumps off there.
I forgot that they do base jumps with wires, and I just saw someone just jump. I was like,
you see someone just fucking pelt it down.
Landed into an episode of fucking CSI, like cold opening for CSI. I was like, what the hell? I was like, did someone just see that? And then I saw like to the side, like base jumping Stratosphere.
You would never get me up there in a million years. Actually, really friends of mine.
I'd do it once just to say I'd done it.
Friends of mine, Martin and Charlotte, Charlotte's Diver Roller Coaster Girl on socials. They've just got married at the top of the Strat yesterday or the day before. Yeah. So shout out to them. Congratulations.
It is beautiful up there, and the bar up there is great as well. Just chill out. Where we went up at night, and it was like I know I don't like heights, but when I'm like purposely going up a building to go on like the Blackpool Tower, I'm fine with Blackpool Tower. I've always been fine with that. Like, but it's. But with Gothia Tower, right? This is how weird my head is now. I've got older. We were on the skywalk at Gothia Tower next to Liseberg, and I freaked out a bit. Like, I had to sit down on the carpet. There's half carpet, half skywalk, and I had to step away. It fucked my head up.
The half carpet is literally they've just run a carpet along it. It was fully glass.
It's because the spa's there, isn't it? because people who go to the spa don't freak out. But it just I don't know why, it just got bang, pure vertigo. I was like, whoa,
I was fine as if I was stood next to the glass looking down for it. I was fine, but as soon as I stepped on the glass and looked down, something about my feet not looking as if they're on something solid sent me as well. I was like,
never in a million years.
And then I felt it moving when it got a little bit windy as well. And I was like, no, I'm done with this. Let's go.
I glass floors are a no. Me and Carl went to the top of Blackpool Tower year before last. The first time I've ever gone to the top because I've been too frightened. And there's a video of we vlogged it, and I literally hugged the girder for the entire time. I was like, I'm not moving. I can't do it because I've got this fear of heights, but I also have a fear of falling. So big windows freak me out, and obviously because it's big windows and the glass.
It's a big window, very high. Yeah, I can imagine.
As soon as the lift opened, it was like the lift opened, and it was like that stomach drop kind of. It was straight away, and you start to wobble. It's horrible, and I was like, no, I had to hold on.
My mum's the same with that. We I'll never forget. When the last time I went to Barcelona, we stayed in a really tall hotel, and the lift was kind of the same as that. So you couldn't see out in the lift, but the lift opened up, the lift opened up, and it was immediately onto a balcony that looked basically out from whichever floor you were on. And we were up in the we were not in the top floor, but towards the top, and the speed at which this door opened and my mum was right in front of it, so the door just goes vroom, and you immediately just see just as far out as you can possibly see, and my mum I just see my mum just recoil in horror.
I was like, fuck.
I was like, holy shit. I'm not someone who has a fear of heights or anything, but even at certain heights, I get that tingling that I'm just like, okay, this is we high up.
Yeah.
I have to try
after
really
that I
hard.
enjoy it, but my mum was was not in a good way.
No. I have to try really hard to control it. So after the Starflyer incident, where I lost control of that feeling of fear, and it was horrendous. It's I try my best. When I did that at aerospace at Barry, I knew it was going to be high, and I had to close my eyes because I knew that if I looked, I'd have had that same thing, and I'd have panicked. And even with my eyes closed, the longer we were sat there, you feel it come from your feet, and it comes up your body, and the panic. And I started to shake, and I started to freak out, and I had to cut some bits out of the vlog because there was a lot of expletives coming out of my mouth. I had to give the GoPro to Kev because I knew that I wasn't going to let go to hold the GoPro until when the ride starts moving. It's fine. It's just being up high for a long period of time. It's just a no, and it's only ever happens as an adult. As a kid, I don't give a fuck. But I think as a kid, you're just not aware of. I'm not saying things go wrong, but your mind runs over time.
Yeah.
And it's I'm strapped in, and I'm absolutely fine, and I'm not going anywhere. But what if?
I blame Final Destination for coming out during our
I hate it because it's the one thing that holds me back from doing a lot of things is my fear of heights. I did the Starflyer, I'd never do a big wheel. No, I can't. I just said it. I don't do Ferris wheels.
Just for the photography opportunities, just for the photo opportunities.
Go on.
I did the London Eye with Carl a few years ago, and that was one of the worst experiences of my life. I sat on the bench in the middle, curled up, staring at the floor for the whole thing because it was horrendous.
The first time I did London Eye, I sat on the bench. I couldn't stand at the edge. I'm better now. It's if I'm fully enclosed without a glass floor, I'm okay with heights now, or strapped into a ride. But anything kind of too exposed.
Yeah,
I can do drop towers. Drop towers, I get nervous, but I don't freak out.
Oh, I do. No.
More because of I know the stomach horrible floaty feeling is coming.
What I found with drop towers, away from the how tall some of them can be, just shout out to the smaller drop towers that seem to consistently have the stronger drops.
Like,
most of the time they're launched, they like push you down rather than actual freefall.
Yeah. Well, even that, like even aside from that, like the with the Intamin second gen drop towers, which have been my favorite drop towers for a while, like the one at the drop zone at Carowinds, their Intamin second gen 2 drop tower is like, it can't be more than like 160 feet or something like that.
That's enough.
And they've consistently been like amongst the only drop towers that have given me that full sense, like that pure sense of actual free fall, instead of like the drop being controlled or it just forcing you down. Like, it just gives you like complete weightlessness, and that one does it. So that one does it among the best of the drop towers that I've done. It's nowhere near the tallest drop tower I've done. It's just got the most effective drop on it. And then like you look at other drop towers like fucking Zumanjaro at Six Flags Great Adventure, which is like 400 feet tall or something like that. It's like on the side of King Dakar. 400 plus feet tall. Drop shit. The drop is shit.
I couldn't care less about the drop. No.
The view from up top is crazy, but the drop itself is crap. It's so controlled, like you barely get anything.
Oh no.
And then like Falcon's Fury as well, at Busch Gardens Tampa. That feeling of, and this is why I want to get on Icarus at Groneland.
Yeah. That looks horrendous.
I want to get on that so bad, because from all accounts, from what I've heard, it is everything that Falcon's Fury is in terms of getting up there, being over 300 feet tall, and then just being tipped, like facing forward, but then actually giving it a good, effective drop. Falcon's Fury's drop was so disappointing.
Yeah, from what I've seen, Icarus actually as well isn't as controlled for unflipping. As you get to the bottom. Like, Falcon's Fury is really like controlled, one smooth motion, but
it throws you out.
It just swings and then like takes a little while to actually settle down.
Yeah.
I definitely wanna get out to Groenland and also go on Monster.
Yeah,
for sure.
Monster looks fun. And it's ridiculously sloped brake run.
I just want to experience that. That's gonna be like just going down the hill on the Ghost Train at Blackpool with the chain. That's what it's gonna feel like. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for tonight's show. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
One thing I will say before we wrap up, I wanted to get to. We're in the midst of talking about other things, but I wanted to get to World of Thrills comment about fucking lost it now. What about like a really lovely carousel? And I just wanted to shout out Knoebels' carousel, because it's like one of those like original traditional ones where you throw the discs,
rings,
where you throw the rings, and try and get really like well traditionally crafted, horses and like carriages and everything else on them, and then you throw the discs onto. I can't even remember where you throw them now, but like.
So what I've heard from Kyle, I watched Page and Mr. Morrow.
You throw the rings,
and he went, and there's brass rings. So there's rings, and you put
brass rings,
through,
yeah.
And you get it. If you get the brass ring, you get a free go. Like, it's so cool.
You
just throw one down on the chute, and then you just throw your rings off at the end. Like that. It looks so cool. But that whole park looks beautiful. It looks really cool. That park. It looks proper like old school.
It's a bit sketchy looking, but there's an aesthetic to it. Like
there's got an aesthetic to it.
It's got that kind of traditional, like what's the word I'm looking for? That sort of like just traditional American fairground feel to it.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's like not everyone enjoys that, but like it's a nice vibe to be around, or just to experience.
Looks it, man. It looks really good. Yeah. Are we good? We all good?
Yeah.
We're happy.
Yeah,
We're
that was
yeah.
All right. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show.
Sure.
Sorry, it was a bit mismatch, but we did cover some stuff. Like Emma said, she's done a lot of vlogs recently, so go and check them out. They're almost at 2,000 subscribers as well.
Yes, there's like 30 something to go.
So. We're almost at 400. We're at 358 on here. Let's get to 400. That'd be great if we could do that. That'd be amazing. Once again, thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to everyone who's just lurking and listening. And we'll catch you next week. Sean will be back, and sure has some stuff to say about Glastonbury. I bet they've got some flat rides as well. So we'll we'll get into that. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace,
Bye.
homies.